USDA is currently forecasting 2018 beef production at over 27 billion pounds. This will be one of the highest beef production levels ever on record. It'd be a 4% increase from 2017 and about a 15% increase from where beef production was in 2015. So I thought it might be good to take a little bit of time and walk through some reasons why I think beef production levels are at the levels that they are right now. The first, to me, is the most obvious. This cow herd has grown. We have to remember that beef cow numbers hit a 50-year low in 2014. And since that time period, we've added quite a bit of cows to the cow herd. Specifically, in 2017, the beef cow herd was 3.5% larger. We have to remember that when we think about 2018 beef production, it's really that 2017 calf crop. Those calves that were born in 2017 were placed on feed in the second half of 17 and the first half of 18, and that's going to be our 2018 beef production. So the first is the most simple, and that's the fact that we've simply got more cows out there, which means more calves and more cattle on feed. Secondly, female slaughter has been higher this spring. When the cow herd's growing, we're holding back heifers. At the same time, we're culling fewer cows. So we tend to see fewer females in the actual beef system. However, the last several months this spring, we've seen a lot more cows and a lot more heifers come into slaughter. And that's actually worked to increase beef production some for the first part of this year. Third, I think there's a little bit of an anomaly in our current cattle on feed numbers. If you go back really starting last fall, we've been running very high cattle on feed numbers compared to a year ago. For example, March of this year, cattle on feed numbers were 9% above March of the previous year. For April, they were 7% above. And these obviously are much more than would be expected given the size of the calf crop last year. It's important to remember that our fall cattle markets are very heavily impacted by wheat grazing. A lot of the spring-born calves that are sold in the fall go to the southern plains to be placed on wheat pasture. This was not a very good winter for wheat grazing. So USDA, when they put out their January 1 numbers for 2018, actually estimated a 13% decrease in the number of cattle that were being grazed on small grains. And at the same time, from what I've heard from my colleagues across the country, there were also a lot of calves that were placed on wheat pasture this winter but ended up having to be moved sooner due to weather conditions. So when those cattle couldn't go on wheat pasture, the alternative was they went directly on feed. So I think it led to somewhat of an artificial increase in our cattle on feed numbers. Now, as we speak here in the spring, we're working through those numbers, but I think that's the third reason why we're seeing a larger beef production level right now than we might have been expecting a couple years ago.